It's on. Perfect. Well, good afternoon. Welcome. This is the Tualatin Valley Community Band. We're so happy to have you here to be part of our program. Thanks to everyone here at Tigard United Methodist for being so open to having our rehearsals here and the performance on the stream. Just a really amazing gesture on their parts. We really love being here. So thank you to everyone here for being so welcoming. Well, again, thanks for being here. This is not a long program, but as you'll know pretty quickly, and this is one of the more ambitious programs we've done. They've been mostly non-grumbling about it, but I hear it every now and then. But I think this is a really fun one to put together. It's been a challenge, but we're really excited to share it. So the first one is Overture to Candide by Leonard Bernstein. This is one of not only just one of the kind of more popular works of American classical music, this has become a real staple of the band music. Claire Grumman, who was a long time very famous band composer, did a great arrangement of this, which is what we're going to perform for you now. Overture to Candide by Leonard Bernstein. Did I mute it? Okay, this next piece is called Solace in the Equinox by Tyler Grant. Tyler's a person I met a few years ago at a conducting symposium, and Tyler wrote his first piece and was published, I believe, he was published at age 13. He is only now 28, and he has a very extensive catalog. It's the first time I've been able to perform one of his pieces. I'm really, really excited. So I'm actually working on another one of his pieces with my high school kids, so it's really a lot of fun. Tyler just visited us to conduct one of our all-state groups in January, which was our middle school kids, and he's just for someone that young, his knowledge and his care about what we do in our medium is very, very deep. So I'm really excited to perform his music today. This is Solace in the Equinox by Tyler Grant. A couple things. If you have your program connected to it, you should see a QR code near the back. I don't know where it is, but a QR code with our logo on it, and that's the program notes if you want to access that. This next piece we're going to play is called Handle in the Strand by Percy Granger, and this is a great. There's a lot of, before I knew this story, I'm like imagining what he might mean by Handle in the Strand. He literally imagines Handel going through the Strand District in London, listening to the popular music of the day, which this would be what it would sound like, I guess. So imagine Handel listening to pop music, but this is the pop music, I guess. So Handel in the Strand by Percy Granger. Oh, but you'll listen, if you haven't heard Granger before, you might hear a lot of things that sound almost right or almost on purpose. They're all on purpose and they're all right. Okay. This is, you can tell, if you've been to our concert before, this really is, there's a lot of stuff in here, and it's been a really kind of a condensed time, a little bit kind of condensed time period. We lost rehearsal to snow. It was funny because I live in Hillsboro, and I get a text from Phil, our president, who says, "Hey, it's snowing out here." I mean, we had already done our, the main, this was, would have been a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of hit Tigard, right? And I'm out and like looking out the window, like, no, it's great here. And then he sends me a picture, and there is snow all over the place. I'm like, oh, so we lost that. And I had missed rehearsal for work, so before I saw them on Tuesday night, it had been 3 weeks. So they're fantastic, and they worked really hard. So this is really fun to put together. I'm stalling a little bit because this next one really does put a lot of pressure on their faces. So this next one is called Elsa's Procession to the Cathedral. It's from Wagner's opera Lohengrin, and it really is it is exactly what it's about. It is about Elsa moving down the aisle quite slowly by the looks of this music down to the altar to get married. And if you read the program notes or if you know the story of Lohengrin, it unfortunately does not end well in the long run. But when do operas really, they're most of them are tragic, so Wagner's especially. So this is a before we got, so we played music from Tyler Grant earlier, and Tyler is really one of those people who grew up in the band world, so he writes for band, but when this was arranged in the 50s, I think, but even before that, band music really didn't, it kind of existed, but most of the music that they played for bands was still orchestral transcriptions. Some of them most have gone by the wayside. This is one of the ones that has endured and probably still will endure, because it really does translate so well to this medium, and it really is, it's one of the favorites, I think, that I've worked on both sides, so it's really kind of a staple. It's one of the few things that band people have allowed to remain of the orchestral world. So this is Elsa's Procession to the Cathedral by Wagner, arranged by Lucien Calais. This next piece is called The Lords of Greenwich by Robert Sheldon. Robert Sheldon is right now definitely one of the more recognizable composers working. He does a lot of writing for actually all levels, but he's really great at writing in a sweet spot for like upper middle school, early high school. He's really, really just nails it. I think sometimes we use the term educational music and it gets kind of a pejorative tone. It just means he writes music that really helps people learn how to play music better, just through playing it. So that's something that Robert does really, really well. He does a lot of traveling and doing guest conducting and working with students directly, which is something that I wish more composers would do, but the ones that do an excellent job, like Tyler and like Robert do a lot of work with students, so it's really great. And this is kind of like his kind of homage to music of Holst and Vaughan Williams of the early British band days. So this is his kind of idea of kind of take on, it sounds like British folk songs, it's all his stuff, but it's kind of along that vein. So Lords of Greenwich. few less things. We are going to play our last number. I know it seems so short, but I think this worked out great. So again, really, I'm finishing. We decided I started in 15, so this is 7. This is my 8th season, minus time we were away, obviously. But in the time that I've been with this group, the biggest thing that I just enjoyed, really truly, is just the people and then the community we built. I guess it's my line, but it really is true. The most important word in our name is band, but the second is community. I think that really, this is what this band was started on, was people in this general community who wanted to keep playing and wanted to keep music in their lives. So this band was created almost 35 years ago. So, so it's really been, that's the most important thing with our relationship, long-standing relationship, even though we don't rehearse anymore, our relationship with the public school music programs here in Tigard, with the city of Tigard, with the library, with all these. We exist because of the community that we're located in, the people that come and see our performances, the people that continue to make this group the group that it is. So without this community, I don't know, we wouldn't exist, I suppose. I'm not really stalling. I kind of am, not really, but oh yeah.
I'm Phil Caceres. I'm the president of this organization. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. We're really glad to be performing live music again. We did some stuff with upbeat and all that, but it wasn't the same. You can't hear everybody right next to you, so that's really important. I will like to highlight the following. We will be back in Cook Park on Tuesday nights from 7 till 9 p.m. in the Bishop Shekla gazebo. So if you happen to be around, meandering around, please stop in and listen. We don't charge anything. So anyway, it's a wonderful place to be, and we're going to hold concerts there. Our schedule's up on our webpage, and we encourage you to stop by anytime. And we're going to try and do a library Halloween concert, but if it doesn't work out, we'll do it here. And as I will emphasize what Kevin said, having this as a place to rehearse downstairs and store timpani. Now, you see these timpani back here? We have always, in all the 35 years, wanted timpani. But the question came up, where are we going to store them? Well, guess what? We had some trouble trying to get into the PTSD facilities this year, and what happened was TUMC said, hey, we'll take you. So we have storage downstairs, we reverse downstairs, and then we come up here and play concerts. So thank you all for coming, and I really appreciate it, and we'll see you this summer and then the fall. And also at the 4th of July, we play up in the States on the 4th of July. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I stalled long enough.
No, great. And our rehearsals basically starting in June. We're in Cook Park every Tuesday night, which usually is really great. Some nights it is just too hot. But overall, it's really, really nice. It's a beautiful place to be. On this last piece, what would a community band concert be without Sousa? Although I've done many of them, but still, what would it be without Sousa? The United States Marine Corps, President's own, the best band in the world, went through and they did from beginning to end, they're still in process. They're re-editing every single one of his marches. And the ones that are available, they're putting them out in public domain free to anyone who can download them. So it's great because we download them. We spend cost about $50 to print all the parts and make a nice, pretty score for me. But it's a pretty small cost. But it's great because now any community band, high school band, anyone can go online, get all these marches, all this great stuff. Over all these years. This one was written in 1920s. This is 103 years old, but he's written all this music that we can just access for free. So that's pretty great for the Marines to do that. But it's nice for us. We can go through ones we haven't played before. We can play all we want. We want to play the Pride of the Hippodrome and all these crazy names that he came up with. We can do them all. But this is one that I've never done before, heard other people do, and we wanted to get a shot at. So this is our last piece is Who's Who in Navy Blue by John Philip Sousa. Thanks so much again for coming out. It really is awesome to see you here. Thank you. stand. Yep. Continue on. Here to the next one. Yeah. Okay. This all stuff the